Hawks say they've started to deal with some of the state capture-related crimes in accordance with the Commission's recommendations. Hawks head advocate Godfrey Lebeya says the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation is working hard to deal with what he's described as impunity for high levels of graft in the country. Let's speak now to our reporter Tumaole Mohlaoli, who was at that briefing by the Hawks. Tumaole, tell us more about what exactly has been done on the state capture allegations specifically.
Well, Timbagile, as far as the state capture allegations, what, of course, Mr. Lebeya says is that they have been working hard to ensure that the directives that were issued in terms of those reports by the Zone Mission of Inquiry are basically carried out. He says that, of course, there has been a wide array of arrests, and many other of those particular investigations are now before court. And one of those that is before court that the Hawks have been instrumental in terms of investigating, of course, is as far as the Free State is concerned. We know that the asbestos matter is before court there with, of course, Ace Mahashule there in the dock with Edwin Sodi, the businessman who's alleged to be involved in that 255 million rand asbestos removal contract that, of course, was never ever implemented in terms of the actual work done. That's what the court is now facing. But there are other matters that are before the courts, and this would also include, of course, the Bosasa corruption matter that would see Angelo Agrisi as well as Mr. Smith, former Vincent Smith, who is a former parliamentarian, also in the dock. And those matters, he says, show that, of course, the Hawks are implementing what has been the directive given by President Cyril Ramaphosa at the handover of those state capture reports. But he also touched on other matters, including trans-border crime and transnational crime, and whether, of course, the Hawks are involved with other national agencies. He highlighted some of the key areas of concerns. These would also include investigations into the uprisings that happened last year, whereby we saw very many businesses that were looted in Gauteng province and KwaZulu-Natal specifically. But let's hear what he had to say about what's happening with other probes in the country as well.
As I've indicated, we are having more than 22,000 cases. So I haven't mentioned each case that we are currently dealing with. So most of the cases that I have hinted to are those that we have finalized. As you correctly point out, indeed the complainant made a statement. And so far we have filed 41 statements in the docket. So I will not deal with the nitty-gritties of the content whose statement is filed in the docket. But rest assured that 41 statement is more than the statement that the complainant shall have filed.
Tumaole, there's also been an update today on the July unrest. We've been dealing with dozens of arrests in recent times. Do we know what the new total is?
Well, in terms of the unrest itself, he just gave a general overview in terms of the investigations, saying that they do continue, and that those particular unrest before the court of law, he says that the Hawks were instrumental in finding out exactly who those instigators behind those particular July unrests are, and that the probes continue. But let's just take a listen as to how he summed it up and what the latest are.
The public should rest assured that nothing that appeared in public was left unattended. So as to the evidence that we tabled before the prosecuting authority to make a determination of prosecuting or otherwise is a different matter. There are certain things that may appear in media space, which we obviously take note of that, package those in a form of docket, and after completion, table it before the prosecution. So far, with the arrest of today, We have just passed the 50% mark towards where we would be going with regard to arresting those who played a role.
Tumaole, Mohlaoli, thank you very much for that update from the Hawks briefing.